What's up, everybody? Today I'm gonna explain Punjabi song "My Prime" by Navaan Sandhu. So I listened this song many times because we play it a lot in the gym. So I heard it there a lot. So let's see how much I can understand. I never try to pay attention or every single word, but I listen this song. It's a really good song. I like it. So I'm gonna explain this song and let's see. All right, let's get started. All right, so he started with Mera Prime Below, full grime below or rhyme below. He said, I think I need to listen to it again. One sec. Yeah, he said grime below. So Mera Prime Below, full grime below. All right, so Mera means my, prime means, prime time. What is his prime? Below, he is talking to a girl, below. Then he say full grime below. So full means, English word full. I don't know what the hell is grime. Let me know in the comments. So yeah, he talking about like he probably, like he's in his prime. Grime means like he is grinding or something. Like he was, doing hard work or something. This is how I just make sense myself. If I don't understand something, I make own meaning in my head, all right? Or if I couldn't understand, I would leave it. So yeah, my prime below, full grind below, and yeah, probably he's talking about like he's grinding or something. Then he say, "Asi hon nayo karde koi crime below." Like asi means we, hon means now. Nayo karde, nayo means no. Hon nayo karde koi crime below. Like we don't do crimes nowadays. That's what he's talking about here. So okay, let's further. All right, then he said, and so fine below, mera rhyme below. So fine, like I'm so fine. A rhyme, like a kind of like he is in a rhythm or something. And then he said, dub ਨਾਲ jewel thy M9 below. So M9 is a gun, basically a pistol. Dub basically the underneath of your waist, where we put the gun. Chulda. So chulda means when something is hanging. So that's what he's talking about. The M9 is hanging on his waist, all right? He's talking about the gun. Then again, he said below at the end. Okay, so he said like summertime below lage wine below. So sometimes wine lage like yeah, it means like he drink sometimes like he drink wine. Then what he said like I can't shine below it, and he said something like the eyes are shining when he drink the wine or something. But there's another line I need to listen it again one sec. Then he said Magi da Pratap. I don't know what he said. Magi da Prata or something. Then say Akka shine below. Yeah, I think Magida like a Magida like when you warm up or something. So when we say like oh Magya means like he warm up. You know, I don't know if he said that word or not. So for me, it makes sense. Like sometimes he drink the wine when he warm up, and then his eyes are shining because of the wines. I think that's what he's talking about. Then he said after that, मैं करा ना दिल वदियां हवा खोरियां बस कदे कदे आउंदा चंगा time below. मैं ना करा like I don't do, all right? Dil vadiyan means dil means hard. Vadiyan means basically he's talking about dil vadiyan means like he didn't play games. That's what he didn't play games. And then say hava khoring hava like he didn't play games. He don't show off. He didn't show off. That's what he did. So hava khoring means showing off. But he said he don't do these kind of things. Hava khoring. Then he said bas kade means sometimes. Bus means that's it or something like that. Aunda changa time. Aunda means comes, like aunda means come. Changa time is good time. So yeah, basically he's talking about like he didn't play games. He didn't do showing off these kind of bragging thing, but like sometimes the good times comes. That's what he's talking about.
time below ਇੱਕ ਗੀਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਦੂਜਾ ਜੀਪਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੁੜੇ ਬਾਕੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੜ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ resign below ਨਾ
So, okay, next line he said, ਇੱਕ ਗੀਤਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਸ਼ਾ ਦੂਜਾ ਜੀਪਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੁੜੇ. So nasha means addiction, you know. Geet means a song, you know, and jeep means basically the jeep, you know, the car. So he's talking about here ek geetan da nasha, like I have one addiction of songs, and then the second addiction is like a addiction with jeeps. He like jeeps, all right. Then he said baki sare made kama to resign milo, like beside that I have resigned with all bad, you know, bad things. So made kama to resign. Baki means, you know, leftover. Sari means all. Made kam means a bad thing or bad work, right? So resign is English word. So yeah, he said I have only two addictions. One is song addiction. Second is the addiction with the jeeps. And anything else, anything bad, other things, I already resigned. You know, that's what he's talking about here.
ਸਾਰੇ ਮੜ ਕੰਮਾਂ ਤੋਂ resign below ਨਾ ਕਦੇ ਲੱਖ ਦੁੱਖ ਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਾਸ ਦੁਖੇ ਮੈਂ ਐਸਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ design below ਮੈਂ
Alright, so then he said ਨਾ ਕਦੇ ਲੱਕ ਦੁੱਖ ਦੇ ਨਾ ਕਦੇ ਪਰਸ ਦੁਖੇ ਐਸਾ ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ design below, you know. ਨਾ ਕਦੇ luck means a waste, you know. So he was talking about like my waist didn't hurt, you know, like when we work hard, you know, and we get tired, our back is hurting, our waist is hurting, you know. That's what he's talking about here. He said my waist or my back doesn't hurt, you know. And then he say na pars doke. Pars means a wallet, like even my wallet doesn't hurt, you know. Like it means he has a lot of money, you know. He spent a lot of money, it doesn't matter, you know. That's what he's talking about. Then he said aisa jindagi nu main kar liya design below, you know. So it means jindagi means a life, you know. Karliya means I did design. So basically he's talking about the way I designed my life. I doesn't get tired when I work out, and also my purse, my wallet doesn't get tired, you know. So basically he's talking about like he do hard work and he has a lot of money. This is how he designed his life, you know. That's what he's talking about.
ਜ਼ਿੰਦਗੀ ਨੂੰ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ design below ਮੈਂ ਪਾਰੀ ਲੰਬੀ ਖੇਡਣੀ ਸੱਚੀ ਕਾਲੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਖੇਡਿਆ ਸੀ ਟੈਸਟ brain below ਮੈਂ
Alright, so next line he said ਮੈਂ ਪਾਰੀ ਲੰਬੀ ਖੇਡਣੀ ਸੱਚੀ ਕਾਲੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਖੇਡਿਆ ਸੀ ਟੈਸਟ brain below. So ਮੈਂ ਪਾਰੀ ਲੰਬੀ ਖੇਡਣੀ. So ਪਾਰੀ means basically, you know, I don't know what call pari is kind of like I don't know what's the English word for that. Like if you know the cricket, in the cricket, so when you're on the crease when you're batting, that's your bun parties, you know. So that's what he's talking about. Like it's like his turn. He was talking about his turn or something. So मैं पारी लंबी खेलनी, like I'm here in this world to play long game, you know. That's what I'm here to play long game. So that's what it means. Like my pari lambi khilni, like I want to play a long game, all right. Then his sachi kali koi na. Sachi means, you know, like sach means a truth, you know. Like he was talking about like kali means a hurry, you know. He said I'm not in hurry, you know. I'm not in hurry, I want to play it long. And then say jidda khedya si test brain karo, jidda khedya si, you know. So jidda means how, khedna means play, test. He was talking about cricket, that test match. So Brian below. So he's talking about the Brian Lara. A lot of people, maybe if you watch the cricket back in the day, there's a very famous batsman in cricket, Brian Lara from West Indies. So he played one test. I think his record is like a highest score ever. I think it's 400 runs. So yeah, so that's what he's talking about. He's talking about like he wants to play a long game in this world the way the Brian Lara played, you know, test cricket match. So yeah, that's what he's talking about. So then he said, मैं तेनू ਵਿਆਹ ਕੇ ਖੜੂੰਗਾ ਇੱਕੋ ਸ਼ਰਤ ਉੱਤੇ ਜੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਬਾਹਾਂ 'ਚ ਰਹੇਂਗੀ ਸਾਰਾ time below. So he's talking to a girl, you know. When he said below, it means he talking to a girl. He said ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਪਿਆ ਕੇ ਖੜੂੰਗਾ. So it means, I will marry you, like nobody can stop it. That's it, I will marry you. And then he said ikko shart utte, like on one thing, if you will stick to my arm, like you will stay in my arm, whole day, then yeah, basically he talking if you would stay in my arm on whole day, then I definitely marry you. That's what he's talking about, right?
ਸ਼ਰਤ ਉਤੇ ਜੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਬਾਹਾਂ ਚ ਰਹੇਂਗੀ ਸਾਰਾ ਟਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਮੇਰਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਫੁੱਲ ਡਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਕਰਦੇ ਕੋਈ ਕ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਸੋ ਫਾਈਨ ਬਿਲੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਟਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਡੱਬ ਨਾਲ ਝੂਲਦਾ ਐ ਨਾਈਨ ਬਿਲੋ.
All right, so basically he sing his like again his hook lines like mera prime below full grime below ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ crime below so fine below, rhyme below double nar chulda 9 below. Yeah, basically he talking about I'm in my prime, I'm doing the grinding, and we don't do any crimes now, like I'm so fine, going the rhyme like there is a gun in my waist. So basically, yeah, we already explained these lines. So he talked about like basically his hook lines.
ਗੱਡੀ ਰੋੜੀ ਉੱਤੇ ਫਿਰਦੀ ਆ ਡਾਟ ਪੱਟਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੌਤ ਚੱਤੋ ਪੈਰ ਚੋਬਰਾਂ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਰੱਟਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ.
All right, then he said ho gaddi road utte firdi a dart patdi ni maut chatto per chobra da naam ratdi. So he's talking about the gaddi road utte firdi a dart patdi. So everybody knows gaddi nowadays, a road English word he used. Then he said firdi a dart patdi, the dart button. So this is a slang word. Dart basically means making the noise, a lot of noise, dart patdi. So basically he's talking about like his car is on the road making so much noise, because maybe supercar is going so fast, it has loud noise. That's what he's talking about, Then he said in second line, ni maut chatto per chobra da naam ratdi. Maut means that death. Chatto per means 24 hour, like every time, all the time, 24 hour. Chobranda. So Chobra means he's talking about like his group of guys, like young guys, Chobra. Chobranda naam ratdi. So ratna means when memorize or we keep repeating or something. So basically he's talking about like even the death, basically he keep repeating their names or think about them or something like that. Maybe they're in do some dangerous thing, something like that. That's what he said, So yeah, I think when I explain in English, it has, you understand the meaning, but the feeling you get of this song, if you understand Punjabi, so it's different feeling when we read in Punjabi or listen in Punjabi when I explain in English. All right. So then he said after that, Sanu likhan ch aundi nahi sharm te sang. Ang sang kartar bas tappi on the dung. So he said ni, he was talking to the girl, when he referring to ni. Sanu lekhan ch nahi on the sang sarm. So like he is talking about like when we write, we don't shy and we not feel shame or something, So sanu means we, it means here like or us. Lekhana means writing, nahi on the like it doesn't come or we don't feel. Sharam means basically it means some kind of shame, and sang means shy or shyness. So yeah, but that's what like we don't feel shyness or like any kind of shame when we write, So probably he's talking about his songs when he write, he didn't feel that way. Then he said ang sang kartar. So ang sang means close to you, like everything in. So ang means basically the body parts, ang basically our body parts. Sang means close. So and then he said kartar. Kartar is another name for God, So the God, we mostly in Punjabi common word is Rab, but kartar also means God, So he will say like a God is always with him, always with us. Ang sang, is always there. Then he said bus tappi on the dung. So tappi on the dung, like Dung means if you ask somebody how are you doing, he say bas dung tappi janda. So it means they're not doing bad, they're not doing good. So it means this is surviving, doing okay. That's what he's talking about. Like God is with us every time, everything is going okay. That's what he's saying.
ਚਾਰ ਪਾਸੇ ਟੱਪੀ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਡੰਗ ਮੱਥੇ ਤੂੜਨਾ ਤੜਾਕੀ ਜੱਟ ਅਣਕੀ ਪਦਾਸ਼ੀ ਬਸ ਇੱਕੋ ਗੱਲੋਂ ਮਾੜੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਲੜਾਕੀ ਆਇਆ
Okay, so then he said after that, mathe teod na tadaki, jat anki padashi, So mathe teod or tadaki. So it's same thing, teod and tadaki. So if you see our forehead, like when we shocked, we have like when we have facial expressions. So on our forehead, we make lines, these lines like waves we see like in the ocean. Like when you raise your eyebrows, so we can see the lines on our forehead. So that is called like theory. All right, theory. Some people probably call it talaki. So he's saying like or maybe some when somebody is in a worry, so you can see the lines on their forehead or something. So yeah, that's what he's talking about. Like mathe theod na talaki. Like we don't have like these lines on our forehead. Like we are not in a worry or something. That's what he means. Like we are not in a worry. Then he said jat anki padashi. So jat means everybody knows the jat. If you listen Punjabi songs, Anki Padasi. Ank means like your pride or something. So Anki, like his family his family is a proudful family or something. So yeah, like he born in a proudful family or something like that. That's what he's talking about. So yeah. Then he said, Bas ikko gal madi jedi soch a ladaki. Bas ikko gal madi, So ikko gal means one thing. Alright. Gal means talk, but it means thing here. Madi means the bad, Then he said jedi soch a ladaki. Like he said one thing is bad in us. Like our thinking is kind of ladaki, like ladaki means fighting, like our thinking is a little bit like a more aggressive. Probably we fight quickly. I think that's what he's talking about. That's the only red flag or bad thing in us. That's what he's talking about.
ਅਣਕੀ ਪਦਾਸ਼ੀ ਬਸ ਇੱਕੋ ਗੱਲੋਂ ਮਾੜੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੋਚਿਆ ਲੜਾਕੀ ਆਇਆ ਅੰਬੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੂਰ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੀ ਕੂਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਖੱਟੇ ਅੰਗੂਰ ਹੱਥ ਪਾਉਣਗੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਮੇਰਾ.
So then he said after that, Aya ambiya nu bur. So the ambiya means a mango. Amba means a mango. Ambiya means a small mangoes. Small tree of mango. The bur. So bur, if you see the tree of the mango, so when fruit starts growing, it has very little, like a starting. That's called bur. Like I said, very little flower is starting to become the fruit at the beginning. That's called bur. So mostly it came in spring, So he said ambiyanu ayabur, So yeah, it means the starting to grow or something, Then he said sari duniya di kur laka. Kur means, okay, so I don't know what's the kur in English. Okay, I can explain to you. So if somebody is a kid, let's say you're a kid, and you are doing something bad thing, and your father came, he just gave you a bad, strong look, and you scared now, you don't wanna be good kid, whatever. So that look called like a kur, all right? That look when somebody or our parents give us like a little bit dangerous look, that look called a kur, all right? Sometimes people also call it the verbally, like if they talk hard to you, like to put you in discipline, and that's also called kur, So he's talking about like a dunya di kur, I don't know what exactly his means here, but I think he's talking about dunya means a world, like a world is looking at him like that, like kur, So then he said khatte angur. Kende khatte angur. The khatte means a sour taste. Khatta means also yellow, but also means sour taste. And the angur means the grapes, He said like grapes are like a sour. And then he say, hath painge jarur, like like your hand is gonna be penge. Okay, I think I need to pronounce the link, but it is not laying here. If I have to tell you the meaning, I have to basically put all two lines in the sequence to understand this what he's talking about. So okay, he said at the beginning, ਅੰਬੀਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਬੂਰ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੀ ਕੂਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਖੱਟੇ ਅੰਗੂਰ ਹੱਥ ਪਾਉਣਗੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ, you know. So honestly, the lines are looking good by singular and singular, but I don't know what it means here in the context, you know. He's talking about, you know, probably in the spring there's like the mangoes are growing, the whole world giving him like a bad look or like a dangerous look to him. Then he's talking about the grapes are, you know, the shower, you know, then hot ponge jarur, like they're gonna hold something like that. So yeah, I don't know what's in the context, you know, why he's saying these. But yeah, I explained you the meaning, what he's trying to say. But I think he just connecting these two lines because they're connecting really good. I don't know. So you let me know what his actual meaning by this. When he said khatte angur, ambiyan bur sari duniya di kur. I know that the meaning like a direct, but what's the meaning behind this? I don't understand that meaning. And you let me know if somebody knows it, you know. Yeah, after that I think after that let's play it again.
ਪੂਰ ਸਾਰੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਦੀ ਕੂਰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਖੱਟੇ ਅੰਗੂਰ ਹੱਥ ਪਾਉਣਗੇ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਮੇਰਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਸੋ ਫਾਈਨ ਬਿਲੋ ਸੋ ਫਾਈਨ ਬਿਲੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਮੇਰਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਸੋ ਫਾਈਨ ਬਿਲੋ.
Yeah, so again, he basically talking about his hook lines again. We already explained, you know, and let's move to the next lines. What he's going to say.
ਵੇ ਮੇਕਰ ਨੂੰ ਪੈਂਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਓ ਇੰਟਰੋ ਦੀ ਲੋੜ ਪਾਏ ਪੈਰਾਂ 'ਚ ਬਟੀਗਾ ਲਾਈ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਤੇ ਡਿਓਰ.
Oh, okay. So he said Waymaker nu pendini intro the load. Who's Waymaker? Is it a company or something? So he's talking about like Nanyo Pendi. He's talking about like a Waymaker doesn't need an intro. Like he didn't need to do any kind of intro or something. So I don't know, maybe it's his company or whatever. Then he said Pai Paranch Vigeta Lai Akhante Dio. Okay, I think he's talking about some kind of traditional dress or something. Pai Parancha Vigeta. So Pair means feet, you know. What is the Vigeta? Pai Parancha Vigeta or something like that. Is it like some kind of special shoes for female or something? Or for men shoes? Or jutti? I don't know. Probably it's a jutti. Let me know. So I think he's talking about some kind of shoes. We definitely, I think, you know. He said Parancha which, you know, like in the feet we put mostly shoes. And then say Lai Akhante Dior. So eyes. So what is the Dior? He's talking to a girl or something. Like, what is a Dior? Dior is some kind of makeup. I don't know. If I'm understanding it, when I'm listening it, I don't basically go why word for word, but I would understand he talking about a girl, like he wearing shoes, something like that. Like he's putting some kind of makeup. I don't actually hear exact meaning of it. So this is how I make sense in my own head. And you let me know what's the meaning of exact what he's talking about here.
ਪੱਟੀਗਾ ਲਾਈ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਤੇ ਡਿਓਰ ਪੱਟੀ ਗਾਜੇ ਦੀ ਸ਼ਕੀਨ ਫਿਰ ਕਰਦੀ ਸਟੋਰ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਪੁੱਛਦੀ ਆ ਦੋਇਆ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਯੂਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਲਾਹੌਰ ਸਾਕੀ.
So then he's talking about Patti Gaje di Shukeen Fire Kardi Score. Who is the Patti Gaje? Who is the Gaja? So I don't know. Patti is a girl name. I don't know. Like basically he's talking about Patti is Shukeen of Gaja. You know, like she likes Gaja. And Fire Kardi Score. All right, like she's making the scores or something. Rendi Poshdi Jo Akite or Lahore. No, Kite UK or Lahore or something. I think that's what he said. I think I need to listen it again one sec. So yeah, he's gonna like Poshdi Kite Hoya UK ke Lahore. He's talking about birth or something. I don't know. So yeah, UK and Lahore. So again, man, I didn't know that there are a lot of words he talking about. I don't understand. I never noticed. I'm listening to this song I think a couple of years now, you know, maybe 2 years. I don't know. In the gym they play all the time. I listen it many times. I thought I understand everything, but there's a lot of things it didn't make sense, you know, the way he's talking about, you know. So how I understand that way, like probably he's talking about a girl, you know, who put some kind of dress in and shoes, put some kind of makeup, you know, and he has some kind of hobbies. When she patte kaide shkeen, maybe she has some kind of hobbies. Then he said, oh kardi score, like she is doing a lot of things, something like that. Then she is asking for like where he is, UK or Lahore basically a city of Pakistan. So that's how I make my own sense. You let me know if you understand the exact meaning of what he's talking about, but this is how I understand.
ਪੁੱਛਦੀ ਆ ਦੋਇਆ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਯੂਕੇ ਜਾਂ ਲਾਹੌਰ ਸਾਕੀ ਅਸਤਾ ਵੀ ਦਾ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਲੋਕ ਲੱਭਦੇ ਆ ਮੌਕਾ ਕਿਨੂੰ ਫੇਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਟੋਕਾ ਕਿਤੋਂ ਮੰਗਣਾ ਹੈ ਕੋਖਾ ਕੀ ਨਾ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਧੋਖਾ
Alright, so then he's talking about Saki Esta. I don't know what he's talking about. Saki, what he said, I need to listen to it one sec. Yeah, I think he said a lot. I maybe need to go one by one line. Yeah. So he says Saki Esta Vida Loka. What he's talking about, man, I'm struggling, Then he said local love their mauka. I understand this one. Labna means a finding, mauka means a chance or opportunity. It means that people are trying to find some kind of opportunity, I don't know what he talked about, like a Saki Asta Vida Loka, something like that. Like Vida means like somebody's leaving or something. Yeah, you let me know. Then he said Kenu firna hai doka ke to mangana hai koka. I think here, so Kenu firna hai doka. So I think he's talking about, like Kenu firna doka, like who basically which person we're gonna beat up or something like that. That's how I understand this one, Ke to mangana hai koka, like mangana means when you ask somebody, koka means basically a nose pin you put in your nose when girl have piercing in the nose, so like a nose stud or something like that. That's coca, so yeah, I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe we're gonna beat somebody, I don't know, man. It looks so nice when he's singing. It's like a vibing. I don't know what exactly meaning. What's the exact meaning behind this? Yeah, normally I understand he's talking about some kind of stud in his nose, but I don't know like what's the meaning behind that. Then he said Keda karna hai tokka, keda chungna hai dokka. Okay, so I know this line, thankfully. Then he said Keda karna. So yeah, then yeah, I think he's talking about like a we think or maybe girl thing, like a tokka, basically the backstabbing. So yeah, with who we're gonna do the backstabbing or something. Then says chungna hai dokka. So chungna means basically means the sucking something, So doka, okay, if somebody keeps the animal, like especially the cows and buffaloes, so doka is called when the cow or buffalo has a milk, and when you basically milking basically, and the end when you mostly almost milk all the milk, basically you drain from the cow nipples. Now it's very little left, and that's called like a doka. All right, chungna means sucking. So he probably talking about here, yeah, in the context it means like who to backstabbing and who to basically just, I don't know what's the word for that, like yeah, when somebody is very important, he has a high status, you just go after him, you just I don't know what's like you basically do the sucking up to that person. Yeah, that's what he's talking about. I think he's talking about some other people, they just think like, oh, which person is good for backstabbing, which person is good for sucking up, so we can get some kind of benefit. I think that's what he's talking about here. Okay, so then he said kadon kida chungna e doka, then he said kado jadna e koka paro kam bada. Okay, now I know the word. When he said kado jadna e koka, so koka means a nose stud or something. a nose pin, whatever you call it. But here doesn't mean coca here. When I say kado jarna hai coca, it means when you gonna take your opportunity, when you gonna hit your opportunity, you know, when you gonna smash, when you know, if we say on a coca jarta, it means he did a fantastic job. He smashed something like that, or maybe he beat somebody, whatever, you know. Basically, he had a chance and he nailed it. That's what he's talking about. Then he said, "Kado jarna hai coca," you know. That's what it means. Kado jarna hai coca. Then he said, "Par kam bada aukha." Kam means a work. Bada aukha means very hard. Then he said, but this thing is very hard, you know. So again, he's talking about his hook lines after that. My prime below, you know, we don't do crime below, whatever he's talking about. So we already explained these lines. Let's listen what he's talking about after that. Okay, then he said, Kade jeda lenda si, Kade bapu to jeda lenda si 300 a day, you know. So he's talking about himself probably, you know. Bapu means a father, you know, like the boy who takes like a 300 rupees in a day from his father, you know. Then he said, Aj mili vi kama sakda, you know, like milli means a million. So it means he's talking about like a today, like he can make millions, you know. Back in the day, the boy who takes 300 rupees from his father, but today he's the one who can make millions. That's what he's talking about, you know. Kamana means earning, you know. Kama sakada means he can. Sakada means can, you know. He can make millions today. Okay, then he said, Kitho tak panchata one de ke sare ve. So kitho tak means, you know, where, like how far. Kitho tak panchata. Panchata means when you send somebody something, you know. One de ke sare way. I think way he used the English way. Way means, you know, the different ways, the paths. So basically he talking about like you know, probably his father. He's talking he's talking about his God, like, you know, like he sent him on very top position, you know, with the different ways. He gave him a lot of different ways, you know. He have good options. That's what he's talking about here. Yeah, then he said, Jinna chir vi hoga odi raja ch stay. Jinna chir means, you know, how far, how long time. So chir means a time here. Hoga means happen, you know. Then I say odi raja cha. Raja means like a his permission or his wish, you know. So yeah, then he's talking about like you know, how long I'm here. I would I'm in his wish, or I'm in his like how to say, permission or something, you know, like I would be, you know, listen to my father or my God. That's what he has means in his line. Then he said, any karna slave Vini bunny for a So yeah, he's talking to a girl, definitely. He said, Inna nakar slave. What does the slave means? Let me know. It seems like an English word. Inni nakar slave, like a don't do that kind of show up. I think he's talking about. Then he said bunny free. Yeah, then he's talking about like you just like, what do you think? Who the hell you are? Probably he's thinking like are you like do you think you are Kemke? I think Kemke, he's talking about chemical addiction or something. I don't know. So yeah, that's what he's talking about. Kemke, probably he's talking about chemical addiction. So he is telling to girl like why you are showing up. Yeah, why you are showing up that much? You know, you are not Kim K, whatever. I think that's what he's talking about. Okay, so then he talked about in the English like when you say my name is done on the way, something like that. I don't understand properly because I also struggle in Punjabi songs. How can I understand English anyway? So anyway, and next line he said, you know, Reha Bibi da Dulara, something like that. I think I need to listen it again, man. Oh yeah, he said Reha Bibi da Dulara Nikke Hunde Ovara. So Bibi da Dulara, I don't know, like a Bibi means like mostly Punjabi Bibi we call to like grandmother. Sometimes it's also be mother. It depends on your family who say. And then probably he's talking about like a Dalara, like a BB is Dalara, like a sport from my grandmother or my mother. I think Dalara means some kind of sport here. I don't know this word Dalara to be honest, but it seems like in the context it means a sport, you know. And then he said, Nikke hunde to avara. Like nikka hunda means like when you were little, you know. Avara means kind of homeless, you know. But it's not exactly homeless. Avara also means, you know, when you're a rebel kid. If you're a rebel kid, people call like, oh, avara, you know, like he didn't listen to somebody. It could also mean homeless, avara, you know. So yeah, that's what he's talking about probably. Like his grandmother has sport and he was a rebel kid from the beginning, you know. That makes sense, you know. So yeah, then he say kara notan da ajada tayu nit da puwada. So notan da note means, you know, the note, the money, the bills. Ojada. So ojada basically a really good word. Ojada basically when you destroy something, the destruction called ojada. And you know that basically he made he destroy basically the notes. He destroy the money. How he do? He spend a lot of money, you know. Then he said nit da pabada. So pabada means, you know, like a fighting argument or something like that, you know, like probably he's talking about like his family, like he destroyed money, he spent a lot of money, you know, every day is argument with his family, something like that, you know. So pabada means like an argument, some kind of issues, you know. Ojada means destruction. So yeah, he do the destruction of the money. That's why he's tanyo. Tanyo means that's why. Net da pabada, like every day, it's like everyday argument, you know. ਨੋਟਾਂ ਦਾ ਜੜਾ ਤਾਈਓ ਨਿਤ ਦਾ ਪਵਾੜਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਸੋ ਫਾਈਨ ਬਿਲੋ ਸੋ ਫਾਈਨ ਬਿਲੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਮੇਰਾ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਸੋ ਫਾਈਨ ਬਿਲੋ ਮੇਰੇ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਮ ਬਿਲੋ ਸੋ ਫਾਈਨ ਬਿਲੋ. Alright guys, that's it. So it was his vocal lines at the end. My prime below, I'm so fine below, you know, whatever. So yeah. So there's a lot of good vocabulary in this song. I already explained this word is really good, like a jada, basically it means destruction. So yeah, and there's also many more words we learn, but it was kind of a little bit difficult for me in some. Even I can understand some lines, but I couldn't understand what's the meaning behind it. You know, sometimes there's a meaning behind it. When I talked about this, was like a destruction, like he said my current note on the ojada, you know, like I do the destruction of money or destroy money. So it didn't mean he just destroy money, like he is basically, you know, burning the money, you know. Basically he's destroying by spending. The meaning behind it, like he spent a lot of money, he's just destroying it by spending, you know. So yeah, so that's why sometimes I understand the direct line what it is means, but I couldn't understand what is the meaning behind it, you know. So yeah, I think to understand properly is very important. And sometimes I make own thinking in my head, as I explained. Sometimes I'm not sure, but it makes sense in my mind the way it is. So anyway, so from this you can know, like if you are listening a song, there are a lot of things you can't understand. Don't worry about it, because I also can't understand, and I'm a Punjabi native speaker, you know. It happens, and mostly like we don't care. Even I listened this song many times, I think I understand everything, but today when I'm paying attention or every single lines, there are a lot of lines I couldn't make sense, and I even didn't know that. Why I didn't know that? Because I never pay attention on it. I just enjoying the song. Whatever I was understanding, that's fine. You know, that's how we listen songs. So who cares basically? But yeah, I explain whatever. Maybe you learn some kind of good vocabulary from this lesson, and yeah, you also understand is if you don't understand a song, it's not a bad thing because it's hard, you know. So yeah, most important thing is if you're listening, when you're listening to people, then it's important to understand them, you know. So anyway, I hope you learned something new today from this episode and you enjoy it. I'll be back with another lesson another day.